Welcome to Better with Brii Renee, the podcast where we get real, get honest, and get better, one conversation at a time. Here we talk all things family, faith, finances, and everything that just feels good to the soul. This is your safe space to grow, to heal, and to elevate. Because better isn't about being perfect, it's about being intentional. So whether you're working on your mindset, your money, or your relationships, you're in the right place. So let's keep it real, keep it light, and most importantly, keep getting better. Because better starts with you, starts with us. It starts with Better with Brii Renee. Welcome back to another episode of Better with Brii Renee. I'm Brii Renee, and this is the podcast and safe space where we grow better together, one conversation at a time. And this week we have a very beautiful guest in store for you. But before we get into the guest, let's get into this week's Better Perspective. Honestly, you guys, sometimes I get inspired for the better perspective based off things I see online. And this week, this came from online. I feel like we are losing the art of comprehension skills. I feel like everybody is always listening to clips and headlines and seeing it through a lens of their own pain points instead of really hearing and listening and putting together context clues. I'll give you an example. Ayesha Curry currently is viral right now, or she went viral recently for a clip, and everyone is taking that she said that she hated her husband and she didn't love her kids, but she never really said that. She said verbatim, when I was young, I didn't see myself having kids. I wanted to be a career woman. And honestly, y'all, that's really fair because when we grew up, it appeared that women only could do one or the other and they had to choose. Then when she was asked what it's like being married to a superstar, she said, yes, it comes with a lot of privileges and ups, but it also comes with some downs, which is accurate AF for anything in life. If you become a millionaire yourself, it would come with some ups and downs. It would come with some trials and tribulations, things that nobody saw, things that you would be like, well, damn, I ain't think in hindsight this would come with being a millionaire, but you still will be grateful for being a millionaire. And you like, I never really wanted that part, but you would still be happy that you were a millionaire, right? But I feel like y'all be allowing these blogs to rage bait y'all because they know y'all have a certain just natural disdain for certain people. And that's fine if you don't like everybody, because everybody don't have to like everybody, but you don't have to twist people's words every time they speak to justify your dislike. I feel like y'all be having hate for certain people because y'all be like, I wish I had her life, and I don't feel like she living her life the way that I would live her life if I was in her shoes. And you don't feel like she's doing her life the way you think you should, just the way she should, or the way you would do her life. That's not fair. Newsflash, you can't even say that you would do that or be in that place because you've never been in her circumstances. You've never been in her shoes, and you don't even know what or how you would react once you met with that set of circumstances. So that's just this week's Better Perspective. I feel like filter your own pain before you get online, because y'all be really taking out or twisting what everybody is saying based off of the things that you're struggling with yourself or the things that you wish you had for yourself, instead of honestly looking at like, damn, that's not exactly what she said. I just made that up in my own head. Or put some context clues together. Or for God's sake, watch the whole episode and not just the clip. I hope y'all know that's what the point of the clips are, is to get you to watch the whole episode. So maybe you can get a little bit more context and learn to be okay with saying, I don't have enough information to formulate an opinion about that. Because half of the time, y'all don't. And that's just this week's Better Perspective. All right, guys, you're in for a treat with our next guest. You might know her as one half of the viral, unapologetic, and always hilarious Poor Minds podcast, where she and Lex P turn girl talk into a global movement. But beyond the mics, beyond the jokes, and beyond those viral clips that y'all be seeing every week, there is a woman who's consistently evolving, expanding, and redefining what it means to own your truth. She also has co-hosted BET's Travel Queens. She is the CEO of her own beauty line, Muse Beauty. And what I love most about her and why I'm a fan is how she continues to grow out loud through love, loss, reinvention, and everything in between, while giving other women like myself, and hopefully you guys out there, permission to do so as well. So today we getting into it. The woman behind the mic, behind the brands, behind the boldness. Please give a warm Better with Brii Renee welcome to Miss Drea Nicole.
Thank you, girl.
You're welcome.
Oh my God, that was an awesome intro. I was like, that's about me. I did all that.
Yes, you did that, girl. You've been doing it.
Thank you.
Like I said, I have been a fan of yours, for a while. We've known each other for a couple years now. But just even as a media girl, when you see other women in the media, I'm a girl's girl. So I'd be excited to see other Black women, just doing their thing in the media. And speaking of, I saw, I think it was Essence that just published like 4 podcasts, 4 Black podcasts. Was it Essence that did
it was Rolling Out.
That did 4 Black podcasts to watch. And I be trying not to read or feed into the negativity myself because I seen everybody was like, well, they're light skinned. I'm like, who? I was like,
girl, you was just as puzzled as me and Lex. We was like, what is going on? But that's one reason why I really try not to get on Twitter like that anymore, because I feel like it's just so much negativity. It could be so many positive things going on, so many positive posts, and people gonna always find something negative to harp on. Just be glad that like this magazine is celebrating Black people in this space, because that's something that they rarely ever do anyway.
And it's so new for us to really be dominating in this space.
Yeah. And then we didn't even look light skinned in the pictures. Like lighting be messing people's head up. It's like you do know that lighting makes people look different depending on how bright the lights and stuff is, right?
Yeah. I do the picture and then I'm like, maybe you need to turn the brightness up on your phone.
Right. Because
I'm like, I ain't never seen them and they look light skinned.
Exactly.
But like you said, I think it's just sad that we can't even celebrate that Black people are dominating this space. And I feel like for a while, podcasting has been around for a long time, but I feel like we as a culture, Black people just really started to dominate in the last, I say, really take off in the last 5 to 6, 7 years. Like, but I remember 2008 and there were white podcasts that were out, but we just weren't into the space yet. And I feel like, how has that journey been for you, like growing through, y'all starting the podcast, because y'all been around for how long now?
So we had the YouTube channel first, and that was for like a year and a half, and then we started Poor Minds, I think at the end of 2018. So this year makes 7 years.
7, yeah. And so it take a long time to like really see that growth and success.
It does.
And I know from my experience, but when you first started podcast,
you a media girl too. You've been doing your thing for a long time too.
Yeah, I started in radio though. So I at least, now don't get me wrong, radio ain't no check, but at least it was like I'm getting paid to come to work.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was like that kept me going in the beginning phases of my career, them first, because I started radio probably like 2016, 2017, around the same time. And like I said, at least it was a job. Yeah. Like, even though the check little, I'm still getting something I could put in. And I was still waitressing at the time. And I know you and Lex both came from the clubs as well. So you know how hard it is to go from balling, getting that check to like, okay, now I got to really like
be patient. Yeah. Hope that it's gonna come eventually if I stay consistent. Yeah, it's hard for sure. Like, that's how I felt for a long time too. I was like, where is the money? Because I always been an instant gratification type of person. Like, if it's not making me no money, I don't want to do it. So that first 2 years, I was ready to quit. I remember I was ready to quit. I was like, F this shit, I'm not doing it no more. And then Lex was about to go back to school. I think she was about to go to dental school or something to become a dental hygienist, because we was just like, we not making no money.
Yeah, we need to do lashes, hair.
We need to do something. I'm over it because this podcast shit ain't cutting no check.
Did you ever feel like, I'm going to go back to the club?
No.
Okay, you was better than me because I felt like that a bunch.
I didn't. I just didn't know. Because, girl, I didn't. But did you like working in the club?
No.
You didn't?
No. I mean, so I feel like my situation a little bit more unique because it was my family club. Yeah. So it felt like, it's like when you move out and you feel like I could always go back to my mama's house. Yeah. Like, you don't want to go back to your mama's house, but you know you got a mama who will let you come back home. Even though my uncle and my mom were like, no, you need to, they never really wanted me to work in the club anyway. But once they saw that I could work there and not get sucked up with the drugs, the niggas, and the money, they was like, okay. So it was like, in the back of my mind, I always felt like I had that to fall back on, even though I had a whole 4-year degree. I don't know why. I mean, my degree is in mass communications, but it was like, if the communication ain't working, I was
I can always go do
back.
this.
Yeah, but then I felt like I started to lead a club like 27, 28. So I'm like, I don't want to be 30 and no shade to the girls who 30 plus in the club because you gotta do what you gotta do. But I didn't want to be 30 plus in the club, so I was like, I gotta figure out what that is now. But I did used to think like every time it got hard or them funds wasn't funding, like I might need to go get me a permit and go back to work.
Go back to work. No, I feel you though, because like you said, you know, no shade to the girls that's 30 plus working in the club, but I always had the same mentality as you too. Like, because I stopped working in the club when I was about 28 too, and I was like, yeah, I can't be 30 doing this. Like, I need to figure some shit out. I never wanted to go back to the club because I always hated working at the club. Like, I just knew I was young and I was cute, so I knew I was gonna make a lot of money.
It's easy.
But like when I used to work there, I feel like I used to work with a lot of girls who actually really enjoyed the club atmosphere. Yeah. I never liked it. I was just there to get my money and go home. So when Poor Minds wasn't popping off as quickly as I wanted it to be honest, I feel like I was just kind of lost. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to do next. I know I still wanted to do something in media, but I just didn't know what it was going to be if it wasn't Poor Minds, because I knew I couldn't go back to that strip club. I was like, Jocelyn, I'm not going back.
I'm not going back. And I was about to say
I'm not going back.
That's like everybody who got out the club, that's like our thing. You're not sending me back to the strip club.
No, I'm not going back.
And I felt like
I refuse to.
When I got out the club, I felt like, and I was on the radio, it made me feel like I couldn't go back because so many dancers, waitresses, even the hood niggas that I was serving, they would see me or hear me on the radio and be like, "Shawty, you graduated. We proud of you. You can't." So I felt like, damn, I gotta keep going because I gotta show them that anybody can make it out. If I can make it out, you can make it out. So you got that pressure on you too. But when you in them seasons and you had that moment of like, damn, this not popping off. Damn, what do I do? What's my second? When you trying to come up with the plan B, like, what did that feel like before you, or what did that season look like when you were like, all right, it can't be no plan B. It gotta be playing Poor Minds.
I feel like it's scary. It's a scary thing to go through because you don't know what's next. So you kind of just having to trust God and trust your vision that only you can see. And I think that no matter what, even when people weren't listening, I always knew Lex and I had something really special. Like, I always knew we were really funny. And eventually one day it was going to pop off. I'm like, and I've always been a person too who I quit everything. When I was younger, I used to always try everything, girl. Like, it's funny because you said lashes. I took a lash class. I thought I wanted to do lashes at one point. I went to real estate school. Yes. I used to bartend in the clubs. Like, I used to work in oil and gas. Like, I literally tried my hand at everything. And I just feel like I was tired of quitting. So I was like, okay, you gonna see this through. And even I had a conversation with my mom one time and I was telling her, I was like, man, we not making no money from this. I've been doing this for 2 years. Like, I'm about to quit. I'm about to find something else. And she was like, you always quitting everything. Why don't you see this through and see where it go? And I was like, you know what? You're right. Because what do I have to lose? I'm not making no money. But then if I quit, I'm never gonna know where it's gonna go. So let me just try it out. I'm doing it with my friend. I actually enjoy doing it. So I just kept at it. And luckily, I had a lot of money saved up from working in the club because I never used to be the type of girl that used to blow a lot of my money on stuff. Like, I would buy myself nice stuff sometimes. But for the most part, I used to be saving. And I had a boyfriend at the time who used to be taking care of me. So I used to be saving a little money that he would be giving me too. So I had like a little nice cushion until the show did start popping off. So I was just like, let me just try it.
I think that's key. And I don't think a lot of girls, when we lead a club, we talk about that. Like, you gotta have that cushion. Because I did too. I had already bought my house. I had already paid off a car. You know what I'm saying? And when I started really saving, at the time, I didn't own nothing. I mean, I had like 1 or 2 LV purses. Like, I wasn't into buying designer stuff like every other girl had with all the shoes and the bags. And I was like, nah, I'm saving. And they used to make fun of me like, your family own the club and you driving this Mazda. So it's paid off.
While you paying $800 a month for that Benz.
Exactly. So I feel like a lot of girls, if you are in the club right now, you in that season, it's no shade, like you said. But when you get ready when you think about transitioning, that's the biggest piece, especially when you want to be an entrepreneur. Even if you going into a field like, nurse or whatever, before it pop off, you gotta have a good cushion saved.
You do. And I feel like a lot of girls, they get used to that fast money, so they blowing it as quickly as they making it. And then before you know it, you get to a point where either, because let's be real, the club has very slow seasons.
It do.
And I feel like right now it's just slow, period. Like girls not making the kind of money that we was making back when we was working in the club. It's just not like the club culture, just not like that no
The club
more.
culture and the economy in general.
Right.
Like, it's not all the drug dealers and the ballers is locked up. And the OnlyFans, I feel like, killed the club.
Yeah, it did. Because you could just see them online. Why do I need to go and pay in person?
And $20 to get in, $20 to part. And I could just pay my little subscription once a month.
Watch from home.
Right. No, but I could do more at home to myself.
In private, right. So, yeah, I mean, I just think that when you in the club and you making that money, you definitely need to be smart. Like, you need to be, and it's a lot of stuff I wish that I knew when I was younger, because I would have been investing my money at a younger age. Mm-hmm. I would have probably tried to get into trading at a younger age, but I just didn't know. So I feel like the younger generation, they have that advantage because it's so much more information out there and access to information than what we had when we was younger. Because I blew a lot of money too, I will say.
I used to like to eat my money.
Me too.
I like to
and buy clothes. But like fast fashion. Like I would go fuck some shit up on fashion.
$300 and Forever 21 ain't never hurt nobody. That's how I used to be. Yeah, I used to be like that too. Mm-hmm. But it all still add up. But I mean, I feel like it's learning lessons because we still use it to like catapult ourselves into different seasons. But like, when do you feel like along the journey of Poor Minds did you start to see the fruit of your labor? Or the benefit of it? Like you say it was 2 years and you were in 2 years and you was like, this shit still not, something gotta shake.
Yeah, you know what? I always say, I think when we went on 85 South for the first time, that was a really pivotal point for the show because it just put a lot more eyes on us. Mm-hmm. And I'll never forget, like we did that episode, it was like right after my dad had passed away. So I really wasn't in like the best mental space at the time. But Carlos had hit us up. He wanted us to come on the show. And we ended up going on the show. And we didn't know what was gonna happen, to be honest, but like it got 1 million views in a week. And both of us ended up gaining like 40,000 followers a piece on Instagram. I think our Poor Minds page gained like 60,000 followers, and that was like when I finally started to feel like, okay, this is kind of going somewhere. Like it's gonna go somewhere. And then, you know, we connected with Carlos and Chad. Well, he introduced us to Chad, and then Chad and Ryan showed us how to monetize it. And I think within like 6 months after we went on their show, we started getting ad deals.
Oh, that's good.
And we finally started making some money.
So that's like the 3 year-ish.
I would say, well, no, like, because that was 2020. Mm-hmm. Okay. It was like the end of 2020. So like 2.5 years. Yeah.
And I hear that too. I was saying at the podcast summit, a lot of people who were successful at their podcast say it take about a good 2 years for it to really start to be consistent, and you got to drop every week.
You do.
So I feel like I'm grateful for the Poor Minds, the cocktails, the even, you know what I mean, the 85 South, Horrible Decisions, all the people who've been doing it, because I feel like y'all really are the blueprint of how you can do it, be authentic, be yourself, and then still make some money off of it and get a bag. Because y'all doing y'all thing, even with touring and all of that. Like you said, I think before y'all, I really hadn't seen, I think I had been to a cocktails tour before, but before that, I don't think it was nobody else but 85 South, and maybe was Horrible Decisions.
They were. So those was the only 3 people that I remembered touring prior to us. It was 85 South, Horrible Decisions, and then cocktails. Oh, and I think Joe Budden, he had went on tour maybe once, but he didn't do a lot of cities. But I didn't know it wasn't that common back then.
Yeah, it wasn't. But I felt like you and Lex, even though y'all have the podcast together, just from even knowing y'all, and even as a fan, I feel like you can watch and see y'all are 2 very different people. And I appreciate that, because I feel like some episodes, I'm right there with the wild shit like Lex. Like, I feel Lex. Or then some clip, I'm like, no, Dre, I feel Drea. Like, I resonate with both of y'all in different, just depending on what the topic or the conversation is. Right. But I feel like, and that's why I feel like both of y'all deserved y'all own interview, even here with me, because y'all have y'all own unique journeys, y'all own perspectives and things like that. But how do you feel like y'all differences has helped build the success of Poor Minds? Because a lot of people try to compare y'all or make y'all be against each other. I be seeing the comments sometimes be against each other, or make, well, Drea, you need to be more like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the differences make the podcast, because I always say this, like, even when people be in the comments when we do disagree, like, they'll be like, oh, Drea is disagreeing with Lex, or like, Lex don't never let Drea talk. I feel like if you have two people in a friendship or any type of relationship that are similar, that's boring as hell.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes Poor Minds interesting, is the fact that we're both two different types of women, and we have two different perspectives on things a lot of the time, and we have two different personalities. But I always say this, as much as me and Lex seem different, we're a lot alike at the same time. Like, we have a lot of commonality, and I think that's why it works. But people are weird. I don't know why people always want to put people that are in groups against each other. We've seen it our whole lives, like with singing groups growing up. They was always putting them against each other, and I feel like they doing it with podcasters. And unfortunately, in this space, it work with a lot of other people.
Yeah,
but with us, it don't work, because we really have a real, genuine, tight-knit friendship behind the scenes. Like, me and Lex done been through some real shit together, and if that shit couldn't break us, then them little comments and the stuff people be saying on the internet ain't gonna do it.
That's what I was gonna say. What do you think the success is, or the key to success is, to having or balancing friendship and the business? Because you know, you and your homegirl, you can get into it and then not talk to her for a few days, and it's like, well, bitch, now I'm not mad no more. And then we could, but you know, you gotta do business, you gotta work through it. Or I done had friends that had lucrative ass businesses where I'm like, bitch, the number on the table can't nothing make me be that mad. Why I don't want to do no business with you,
right?
But then they felt like, how do you balance that? Because I always felt like I couldn't do business with my friends. Like,
really?
I'm afraid of losing the friendship. I be feeling like, and I value my money. I don't play by my money, and I value the friendship, so I just be feeling like I don't want to mix the two.
I understand that. I think that for us, it's just always keeping it separate. Like, when we having our friend time, we having our friend time. But when we having our time to talk about business and business meetings, it's business time. And we don't need to take personally what somebody says in a business meeting. If Lex doesn't like one of my ideas, then that's fine. I understand that and I respect it. Cool, let's come up with another solution, and vice versa. And then I also think another key is just never thinking that you bigger than the program.
Period. The program is Poor Minds.
Yes, the program is Poor Minds. Like, neither one of us are bigger than the program. We make the show together. I think a lot of the time in group settings, people will feed into the stuff that they see in the comments and the stuff that they see the listeners saying about them. And then they'll start to feel like, oh, I'm the star and I don't need this person. And I feel like it starts to translate in the way that the person acts and in the friendship behind the scenes. And then it starts to cause a rift, because it's like, well, wait a minute, bitch. We built this shit together.
Thanks.
And now you starting to feel yourself because you're reading some comments, and we see it happen all the time. So I feel like it's keeping your ego in check a lot of the time. And then just always remembering that if you do really care about this person, the friendship is more important than the money in the business.
I agree. I think it's hard. It's good in theory. It's good in theory, but it's hard to practice. And I feel like
it is hard.
Y'all done that though.
Yeah.
If somebody looked at like the behind the scenes versus the highlight reel, you know, on social media, and they see the real struggles or obstacles, what's something they would be surprised to see that you guys overcame, or even you overcame by yourself? Like, dang, nobody even knew that we went through this, but we did it and we got through it.
Girl.
Or nobody knew I was dealing with this, but
recently
I got through it.
Somebody just was trying to sue us.
Bitch, no.
Yeah.
For what?
Recently, like within the past year, girl, for some copyrighted music.
Cut it out.
Yeah, our old editor, he had ended up putting some music on 2 specific episodes on the YouTube channel, and he didn't get the copyright license for it. So this guy, the guy who owned the beats, he had reached out to us, and like, he was demanding, when I say a crazy amount of money, so we had to get our lawyer involved, and it was like a good 5-6 month process, but it just taught us a lot about, you know, fine tuning and making sure that you pay attention to a lot of things. Because I think that when Lex and I first started Poor Minds, we used to do everything on our own, obviously, because we didn't have a choice. Now we in a position where we have a team, and I think in a lot of ways they can kind of make you a little lazy sometimes.
I agree.
Because you don't pay attention to things as much as you used to.
You're not checking all the dots and
yeah, because you expect them to do it because you paying them. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of stuff that I think we just stopped paying attention to because we expected our team to do it. And that situation just taught me and reminded me, like, at the end of the day, this is your business.
And your name on it.
And your name is on it. And if some shit happen and somebody want to sue y'all, they not the ones who gonna have to pay them people. It's gonna be you and Lex. So you need to make sure you need to go through the episodes and check them yourself. It doesn't matter if Shay check them, because that's our producer now. But it doesn't matter if Shay check them. It don't matter if D check it. It don't matter if Craig check it. Whoever. I still need to go through and make sure that it's up to par and make sure that it look good to me. But yeah, girl, it be a lot of stuff. That's why I be saying, like, running a business is hard.
Yeah.
And running a business with your friend is very hard too. Like, I never try to make it seem like it's easy, because Lex and I definitely be having our issues too.
That's hard. First of all, that's petty as hell. Like 5-6 months having to pay for lawyers. That's not even just a financially draining process, but like emotionally draining. Like, I hate dealing with court lawyer shit. I hate it with a passion. So to have to go through that over a beat, and I'm sure it's somebody who like, baby, you ought to be glad your beat was even on this episode and got this many views, because nobody was even listening to this beat.
Girl, I'm telling you, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But people see your success, and I think, and it just also reminded me too, it's what people always say, like, you know, the higher you climb, more money, more problems.
Yeah.
Like, people will see the success that you have, and then now they looking at you like you an easy lead. Because they like, I know they got some money now.
So let me see how much I can get.
Try to see what I can get.
Yeah, but like you said, running that business is not easy, and podcasting is a business.
It
like,
is.
We don't. I think when we got into it, we didn't look at it. I know. I'm like, okay,
I didn't either.
No, but it's like, no, this is your job. You're gonna have to prep these episodes. You're gonna have to be prepared. You have to do this on a timely. Like, you have deadlines that you have to set, and like you said, now the financials, making it make sense, making the money. So like, what's the biggest business takeaway you've learned as an entrepreneur in the podcasting space?
What's the biggest takeaway? I would say, just in general, not just with podcasts, pay your taxes.
Okay, that's because Uncle Sam always on his.
Pay your taxes, because I feel like being an entrepreneur, so I will, I guess, kind of touch back on being a podcaster, because you an entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur, nobody tells you how to pay your taxes and what you're supposed to do.
Right.
So a major takeaway is, put some of that money aside. I think people get so excited, especially when you start getting the fruits of your labor. Yeah, and you finally seeing them checks. You like, oh, okay, I got a few thousand. You just like seeing the money in your account, or you might want to spend it on something you've been eyeing. But it's like, no, every time you get paid, you need to put 10% of your check away, because when it's time to pay your taxes, you want to have that money in your account, because Uncle Sam is going to come for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I did that. So, and I think I've just been blessed because my mom was always an entrepreneur. So I came with financial literacy. But like you said, that's so important. So what I did to make it easy was, I have 2 accounts, you know, the account that the money hit, and then I got a money market savings account where the money kind of make you a little bit of money too on interest. But you say 10, I put 30%.
You do?
Every time some money hit, I put 30% aside. Not just for, and obviously when I do the taxes, because we do have so many things we can write off, I don't ever usually have to use that whole 30%. But shit be happening. Yeah, you be having tough months. I just, you know, recently, I ain't gonna say I've always done this, but this year I've been trying to tithe 10%.
Oh, so good. Yeah, because I need to start doing it.
Because I've been feeling like, how I keep asking God I want some more money, and
but I won't give him none. You ain't wrong, girl. You ain't wrong. That's why I said I need to do this too.
Yeah, just put a little 10%
to the side.
Yeah, for him. Because I'm like, dang, I do want God to keep clearing some bigger checks.
Yeah, keep blessing me.
So that's good. That's good. That's important. I don't feel like we talk about that enough either. Putting it aside just for rainy days, for your taxes, and for the Lord.
Yeah, girl, because like, I don't know. And then just making sure you have somebody that's on top of that, because that was another lesson that we learned in business. Like, for like the first few years, girl, we didn't even do our taxes. Like, we was putting our money to the side. But then we finally ended up doing our taxes like last year. We had to pay so much money. But it's like, but thank God we had the money to pay, because we had put it to the side.
Yeah, so, and then there's so many years that it wouldn't have been as big of a hit if you had been doing it all them years.
Do it every year. Or do it quarterly. That'll make it even easier.
You can. I do it once a year, but you could do it quarterly too. Now you have, speaking of business, you got Muse Beauty. What made you decide to go into having your another business? Yeah, because that's a whole nother baby in itself. But then also, what made you choose beauty?
So I've always been really into like beauty, makeup, lip gloss, mascara, everything. Ever since I was in like high school and stuff. I used to wear mascara to school when I was in high school. I used to wear eyeshadow back then. Didn't know what I was doing, but I just was always into it. So I always told myself, once I started making enough money, I wanted to start a cosmetics business. So I don't know, it's a labor of love, because it's something that I'm passionate about. But I will say this, it's definitely difficult starting another business when you already have one that's really successful and booming, because a lot of the time I feel like Muse definitely takes a back seat to Pour Minds. And I don't pour as much love and energy into it as I need to.
Yeah. Cause it's like, this was paying the bills, so let me focus on that.
So it always come first, right? And then I feel like I am blessed enough though that Muse does do really well, but sometimes I'm just like, damn, I wonder what it could be if I really just pour into it more. But I just think that's us as people just always being hard on ourselves.
Yeah, and I feel like because you guys are already touring, it's something else that you can always have.
Yeah,
that's something I learned too from being on tour and stuff. Is like you need to have something for these people to buy afterwards.
You do.
So, and I feel like that's even more money. So even though you might not be doing it or reaching your goals or sales online, it's still something that you have tangible for them to walk away with.
That's true.
You know,
that's
so
true.
I feel like that's really good. And I see you now venturing into like, I would say more the influencer space of like vlogging and stuff like that. So what made you be like, I see both you and Lex doing your building, I feel like individual brands now. I feel like when y'all first started, y'all were solely focused, or y'all personal pages and brands looked more like just Pour Minds in a group effort. But now I see you both venturing off into your own individual brand. Like, what did that look like? And was that uncomfortable for you to just step out and be like, deciding like, hey, I'm gonna try this. This is for me.
I think that, yeah, because I mean, with Pour Minds, it's me and Lex. People always group us together, but we are our own separate people and separate entities outside of Pour Minds. And so I think with me, people have this perception of me more so than Lex, that I'm a little bit more like closed off, or like I'm the stuck up one and all of that stuff.
Or a little reserved.
Girl, people be thinking I'm stuck up. People be thinking I'm bougie. Because the funny thing about me, I'm not even really reserved. Like, I'm hood and stuff. Like, and I love to have a good time. Like, in real life, I be turned up. I be having a ball. But I mean, you know, people gonna...
I feel like I never got stuck up. I felt like I always got like sex kitten from you.
But people say that a lot too. Like, people say they definitely feel like I have like this sex appeal.
Yeah, it's like like so you know how like Rihanna's like a sex kitten.
Yeah.
Like so you might be not intimidated by their presence, but you feel like, oh, like it make you feel a little taken back, because it's like, am I attracted to her? I don't know, she's like, you know what I'm saying? Give you that love. But Lex is like a goofy, not like in a bad way.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, like I feel like Lex is like that little cousin. It's just like, girl, be quiet.
That girl next door.
Yes,
that girl next door. Yeah, for sure. But yes, and I'm glad you said that, because I do feel like it's both sides. Like, a lot of people say what you said too, but then it is the people who be feeling like, you know, oh, she stuck up, she thinks she all of that, whatever. So I wanted to create a YouTube channel because I wanted people to see a more personal side of me outside of Pour Minds. Like, see what I do on a day-to-day basis, see more of my personality when I'm not just with Lex, but how I interact, like with my mom, for example. When I go home to Houston and I'm with my mom and my family and my other friends that are in Houston that they've never seen on camera, my other friends that live here in Atlanta that they don't never see with me on camera. Like, you know, just seeing how I interact with people on a day-to-day basis and getting to know me on a deeper level, because I'm pretty self-aware as I've gotten older. And I can say that I definitely don't open up to people easily. And it took me a long time, even on Pour Minds, to start becoming more transparent about my life, things that I've been through. And so now that I'm in that space, you know, I just want to lean more into it and just show people who I really am, and not feeling like, oh, I got to keep certain stuff to myself, or, oh, I don't need to let people know me like that, because it's beauty in being transparent, because you just never know what you've went through that you can open up about that will make
somebody
people
else inspired
feel
them.
Like, damn, I've been through that too, and if she could get through it, so can I. So
I feel like I had the reverse. I feel like I always was like, here, I'm an open book. Listen, everything. And then it was like, oh, this hurt. I gotta go through this appointment like this with everybody. Well, you gotta show them this, because you know. And I have always admired how, I won't say private, but like you said, reserved. You and I feel like Lex, and me and her talked about a little bit about that too. Like, how do you balance that now of being transparent, but still keeping some stuff close to chest or for you, or being like, this ain't for everybody, because I feel like in media content or whatever, you do want to help your audience. And you could be like me, who I feel like I was too open, too transparent, and then I had to go through a lot of shit in front of everybody.
But do you think that, but see, I feel like it's so much beauty in that though. And I think I do. And I think it's admirable. Like I've always thought it was admirable people
I feel like I look like a goofy.
No, I don't think so, because I feel like you just showing raw, real emotion publicly. Most people be feeling the same way and be acting the same way behind closed doors. You just showing it in public. But that's the thing about the internet. That's why a lot of the time I hate it, because people will try to act like, oh no, I would never do that, or oh no, she tripping, she crashing out. Bitch, you be crashing out too in real life.
You just ain't showing nobody your crash out. You just ain't
showing nobody, because I definitely be crashing out. As reserved as people think I am, I be on that.
I can see you cussing somebody out real
nasty.
I
definitely be on that.
I can see you.
I be doing pull-ups. Well, not no more. Yeah. The old me. I used to do pull-ups. I used to do a lot of shit.
Do a pull-up.
But yeah, so it's like we all go through it. And I feel like it's beauty in showing it, because if you show people something, or if you tell them things, then what can they say to you? Yeah. They ain't got shit on you because you showed them.
Yeah. I think I grew up like that, and I got that from people making fun of, when they found out my mom was gay, they would make fun of me or treat me differently. So I just kind of like, well, my mama gay. Like, so what? Now you know. And I think I carried that with a lot in life. But I'm trying to balance that of keeping some stuff to yourself, especially like dating again and new relationships. Like, I don't want to go through that public ass disappointment no more. Looking for the perfect space to bring your vision to life? Welcome to Visionaire Production Studios, where creativity meets capability. With over 10 dynamic sets, including a fully equipped kitchen set, we're built for creators, brands, and dreamers who don't just want content, they want cinema. Whether you're shooting a podcast, cooking show, campaign, or content series, we've got the space and the team to help you make magic and bring any vision to life. If you can see it, we can help you shoot it. Let's turn your vision into production at Visionaire Production Studios. And I feel like you and Lex have been really good of talking about y'all relationships or sharing that, but still being private. Like, how do you balance? Like, what was that shift for you? What did that look like?
I've just, girl, one thing about me, I've just always been like that. I don't know why, but I just do not like people in my business. So even getting into poor minds in the early stages, and I think that's why it took so long for me to start to open up and become more transparent, because I just always been the type of person, I don't want you knowing nothing about me. You don't need to know what I'm doing. You don't need to know who I'm dating. You don't need to know how I'm getting no money. You don't need to know nothing. You know what I mean? Even with my mom, like, I just recently started showing her on the internet. For a very long time, I never even would post pictures of my mom, because she lived in Houston. She lived by herself. She's older. I just never wanted people walking up to her being like, oh my God, you Drea mom?
Yeah.
So to be honest, it's just, I think it's like second nature. It's not something that I have to really think a lot about, because I'm naturally just that way. But it's hard for me to become more open. So it's crazy, because it's like, you look at it like it's a bad thing, but I wish I had more of that in me. And then sometimes you wish you was more private.
I wish I was more private. It's like, please shut up.
But to give you your flowers though, I feel like you've been doing a good job lately.
Okay, thank you.
I feel like you've been very private.
I've been trying.
Yes, but you've been doing good.
Yes, thank you.
Especially if it's intentional, you executing.
Okay, thank you. Because it has been. Yes. I'm like, you're going to keep it cute and keep it quiet. And
But you should. And I think we just have to find a balance, like both of us, because to me, the way I feel about relationships and stuff, if it's somebody that I love and somebody that I care about, I like to keep those parts of my life to myself, because I feel like the more you open up and you show people like to try to ruin things.
They do.
Or create chaos in your relationships. And it's not even to say that people can do that, because I'm a firm believer in God, and I just believe like what's for me is for me. Can't nobody ruin it. But I've seen so many times where people have started to show too much of their relationships online, and then it's comments, and then now one person overthinking stuff that they otherwise wouldn't have even been thinking about, and vice versa. And it just can create this divide. And I think that you can very much still have a public relationship where people know y'all are together, but y'all business is private.
Yeah. Do you feel like as media women, specifically just women who work in the media like us, because I've been seeing this a lot lately, like staying private until you engage, or married?
Oh, I'ma definitely do a pop out.
Yeah. Okay. Like, oh, this who you been with? Oh, you married?
I'ma definitely do a pop out when I'm engaged.
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
feel like it's important, and it's especially us in the media, that it's unique because we putting out so much content that you don't, and I feel like I struggle with this. Like, I don't want to put out too much content with my partner that you only see me as that partner, as that girlfriend, or as I'm with this person. Like, no, I built Brii Renee brand before we got together, or you know what I mean? And this is who I am, and this is what Drea brings to the table as Drea, without who I'm dating or who I'm attached to.
Yeah, no, for sure. I feel the same way. Like, I've always just wanted to be seen as myself.
Yeah.
What I've built is what I've built, and whatever this man is adding to it is what he's adding to it. But I'm my own person outside of him. He didn't build me up. No. He didn't make me who I am. Exactly. He don't get no credit for my success. You know what I mean? Exactly. And like you said, I think a lot of time when women get in those relationships, the relationship will overshadow all of the things that you did. And they always want to give the man all of the credit.
All the accolade,
Yeah, and it's like, I like being Drea Nicole. And then when I do get in a relationship, it's Drea Nicole and so and such.
Yeah, I like that. What's something you feel like you've learned along the way, and this could be business or personal, that you thought was so necessary in the beginning or so important, and now you're realizing like that don't even matter?
Stop feeling like I have to look perfect all the time, or my life have to look perfect.
Oh, we are so different, because I never cared about looking. That's
really,
yeah. And I'd be like, no, you need to look a little bit, put some effort.
And that's so good, Brie. Like, I'm learning that now. Like, I'm learning that now, because at the end of the day, none of us are.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, I used to be afraid to like let people see me take L's. I felt like it's like a sign of weakness. Like, oh no, you need to take all your L's in private. Nobody needs to see that you going through stuff. Like, even when my dad passed away, I didn't talk about that on Poor Minds for like 3 months. Like, it happened.
You know how hard that is. So you were so strong, because I would have been crying, and I'm still grieving. I would have been every episode 3 months. How you hold that?
And then I recorded the same day that it happened.
Are you serious? Are you a psychopath?
No, girl. No, I don't. But don't get me wrong. Like, I was very emotional. Like, when I got the call before we had to go record, I was crying like the whole morning and stuff. And then Lex had even told me, she was like, well, Drea, like, we don't have to record today if you don't want to. But I'm the type of person too, when I'm going through stuff, I like to pour myself into my work and like keep myself busy. So I was like, no, we've built this thing. And at that point, we had already, I think, not skipped the episode for 2 years. So I'm like, no, we're not going to skip one now. Like, we got to record.
Yeah.
So I went to the studio and I recorded. And then afterwards, I was just a mess the rest of the day. But I made it happen. But I didn't talk about it on Poor Minds for like a good 3 months. I finally made the announcement. And like, people were just so shocked, because they was like, girl, what? We couldn't even tell you was going through something. Yeah. So I just think, and looking back on it, I wish that the day that it happened, I just went on the show and talked about it and said how I felt, and like had my little breakdown if that's what I needed to have, because I think that those things are healing. Like, you have to release yourself from the shackles of feeling like you always have to look a certain way. And I think that comes from people in my life, I think, have always kind of put me on a certain pedestal growing up, like from being a child up until now. And so I think that I've always felt like I have to live up to this expectation that other people have of me. And it's made me feel like, oh, well, I have to like, everything has to look a certain way, when it's like, in reality, no, bitch, you could be multifaceted. You could be whoever the hell you want to be. Shit don't gotta look perfect all the time. So that's the life lesson that I learned.
I commend you on that. Like, I'm with you. I probably would have got up and still went to work that day.
You would have.
I think, I'm a workhorse too. Yeah, I like to work.
You are. I love that about you.
Yeah, I like to work through stuff. But I still I wear my heart on my sleeve. Yeah. So I would have been like, y'all, I just can't, just give me a second today. Like, I would have just been breaking down. Yeah. So it would have ate me up on the inside. Like, I'm just sitting here about to cry right now, thinking about you having to record and hold that in. Like, I wish, like, I could hug you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot. And because a parent is, I haven't physically lost. Like, my mom is still here, thank God. But like, her being incarcerated felt, I guess, the closest thing
Yeah.
to death, like losing her and just realizing how much you need a parent. So I can't even imagine, like, you know what I mean? So I just, you don't have to be that strong all the time. Yes.
Thank
You
you.
do not have to be that strong.
I feel like I'm the strong friend though.
Yes,
too. So
I can
think
see
it's
that.
just always like embedded in me because I'm like the one who's always there for everybody. And even my best friend Lynn, I don't know if you met her before. I think you have. But my best friend Lynn, she always say that. She be like, Drea, you are literally the strongest person I know, like the strongest friend that I have. And I don't know why I'm like that, girl, but yes, I always feel like I have to have this armor, like of just looking like it's always together. And I'm learning it don't always gotta look that way.
Yeah.
Because it ain't always that way.
It's not. And I think it give other women permission to live in their truth that it's not always that way for them too. And they see, okay, Drea got up and went to work, or she's pushing through, going through what she's going through. So surely what I'm going through, I can get my ass up and do what I got to do for me. So I feel like that transparency will give people, the strength that they need to keep going. But you from Houston.
I am.
You from
born
Houston?
And raised.
The little Beyonce town. But you moved to Atlanta almost 10 years ago?
Yeah, it'll be 10 years in May of next year.
And even though I'm Brii Renee from there, I feel like I'm an Atlanta ambassador. Like, I be telling everybody to move to Atlanta. Atlanta is the Black Mecca for entrepreneurs or Black people, period. But
your slogan.
Yes.
I'm so Atlanta 404 is my birthday.
Yes, I'm so Atlanta, my birthday 404. But how do you feel like moving to Atlanta, like, shaped your hustle?
Oh, I think it definitely shaped my hustle because it's different moving somewhere new to a whole nother state, being super young, not knowing anybody there, and not knowing what you gonna do either. Because I really moved here and didn't have a plan, to be honest. Like, I just.
But y'all were already doing the podcast, right?
No,
Y'all didn't start the podcast till you got to Atlanta?
Girl, no. So, okay.
I thought y'all started in Houston.
No.
What?
We met in Houston.
Okay.
So we met in Houston. We used to work at this strip club called Prime Time.
Okay.
We was both bartenders there, and that's when I met Lex. This was in 2015. We worked there for maybe like a few months. The club got closed down, but me and Lex still remained friends. I decided that I was going to move to Atlanta in 2016 with this other girl that I knew from Houston. She was a dancer. We moved here together.
Terrible idea.
Mind you, horrible idea.
Terrible idea. I don't even know her.
I only knew this girl for like 6 months.
Yeah.
So we moved to Atlanta together. I'm bartending. I'm working at 11:45. She's still dancing or whatever. I think she was actually dancing at Blue Flame.
Probably.
She was. So she was dancing and stuff, and then we wasn't getting along, broke our lease after 6 months. I'm convincing Lex, okay, Lex, you need to move out here to Atlanta. She ends up moving here a year after I moved here.
Okay.
Then we started the YouTube channel. Then we started the podcast like a year later.
Crazy.
But I moved here with no plan at all. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was really just winging it. I have my degree in mass communications too. So I always knew that I wanted to do something in radio. But then I tried radio and I was like, nah, this ain't for me.
Yeah.
Because we was on the radio with Scream for like a year.
Okay.
And I wasn't feeling it. So I'm just like, I don't know what I want to do with my life when I moved to Atlanta. So I was just bartending, winging it, failed friendship. I didn't know anybody else out here. And I just felt, then my dad got sick that same year too. So it was just really difficult, like moving to a new city by myself. But I felt like I got to make shit happen because I'm not going back to Houston. Mm-hmm. Like, I moved here for a reason, and I feel like this is the city I'm supposed to be in to become successful. So I weathered the storm, because like I said, my dad had got sick. I didn't know what I was going to do. Then I convinced Lex to move here. We started the YouTube channel, and then we was just thugging it. And then eventually it took off.
That's dope, because I really thought y'all, I knew y'all had met in the club and started, and I think we're living together and started the podcast. But I thought then y'all moved to Atlanta and with the podcast and like, okay, we're going to go there and take it serious.
No, girl. No,
y'all came here with
we came here
nothing.
And didn't know. Yeah, we didn't know. It was like we came up with that plan and we just stuck to it, and then eventually it took off. But like, we both contemplated moving back to Houston numerous times, especially when my dad got sick. I thought about moving back to Houston, but my mom was like reassuring me, your dad know that you love him, you need to stay in Atlanta and do what you went out there for. He wouldn't want you to move back.
Absolutely. So, what do you feel like how did y'all make it work so early on when y'all didn't have the money? money and the money wasn't coming in. Like, how did y'all make the podcast cost effective and make sense?
Girl, because we ain't have shit else to do. If you ain't got nothing else to do, I mean, you might as well do what you doing.
But how did you do it? Because doing a podcast costs money.
Did you see the quality of the beginning? Brii, you need to go back to the first episode of Wind Down Wednesday. We used to record that shit in my house on the couch with one camera, no lighting, and we used to upload it on my MacBook. Lex mama had bought her a camera, and like that's what we used to do. The sound quality was terrible. I think we had like one Blue Yeti mic that we used to use. The sound was horrible. Everybody in the comments used to be complaining about the sound. Like the quality of the show was horrible for like the first 2 years. It wasn't until we started doing the radio with DJ Scream. He let us start recording at the studio that he was recording at. And so we was doing that, and then eventually we met 85 South and we started recording on that black and red background.
Yeah. Okay. See, I thought the black
was the beginning.
The one where that clip that always go viral where you smacking Lex ass. That's the black and red one, right? Uh-huh. Yeah, I thought that was, I don't know why I thought that was so much earlier.
You thought that was the beginning.
Yeah. Well, I knew y'all did it in Wind Down Wednesdays on the couch, but I didn't think that was for 2 years.
No, yeah. So Wind Down Wednesday, we did that for like 6 months. Then we started Poor Minds, and we did that for like a year and a half at my house. When we recorded an episode with Carlos, at that time, we weren't even doing video. We was just doing audio. Carlos pulled up at my house and recorded that episode with us sitting on the floor.
That's crazy.
Yes. Yeah. It's crazy. Like, it was very ghetto.
That's why you just
we didn't have a budget. That's why I like to tell people, like, literally what you just said, just start. It don't have to be perfect, because eventually if you stay consistent and you start getting more listeners, the budget gonna come.
It'll come. They gonna feed you, and they gonna let you know where areas you need to improve in. Like you said, the sound. You knew you had to get a better mic audio.
Girl, their sound was horrible.
I feel like you underwater. Can't even do right? I feel like you can't even do Poor Minds without video because of how animated y'all are, and how like the ass clip go viral like every week.
Every week. I think doing videos was very monumental with our careers, because at the time nobody was really doing video like that. I think we were one of the first podcasts to really like transition and do audio and video, because everybody was really audio heavy.
Yeah. And then with Poor Minds, y'all cover everything, which we were just talking about too off camera. I love how it's not just relationships, but it's friendships, it's culture, it's but how has the show stretched your personal relationships or friendships? Because sometimes people, even when you trying to date people, they be like, I don't want to date. I want to be a little topic. I don't want to be, how has that impacted your personal relationships and friendships?
I haven't had that many issues up until recently, to be honest. Like, this has been a very hard year.
Really?
For my friendships, okay. For some of
personally,
them. Yeah, like I'm not friends with 2 of my friends right now. I mean, one of them for good, but the other one, I don't know if we gonna get back cool or not. But it's kind of because of something that has to do with like the podcast. He felt some type of way about something that me and Lex said on an episode that we did of another person's podcast, and it made him feel some type of way. And I didn't think that I said anything wrong. And it was a very hard conversation to have. And like, we haven't talked in a few months.
Wow.
So I mean, it's difficult sometimes being in this position. And even in my relationship that I was in, we had to have a few conversations about him just not liking me saying certain stuff about other people that I had dated in the past, because he felt like it was disrespectful to the relationship. And it's just things that you typically don't have to think about when you're single.
Yeah.
Because I'll just say, like back in the day, me and Lex used to say whatever. We was wild on that red and black background. We used to say whatever the hell was on our minds. We didn't give a damn. But now as I'm getting older, and especially being in relationships, I have to think about those type of things. And even in friendship, like, I think I always do a really good job of trying not to say too much about my friends or specific things to where people can pinpoint who it
you
is.
Talking about, yeah.
Yeah, but like sometimes people don't want to be talked about at all, and then you just gotta respect it. So
do you be respecting it? Because I be type of like, I didn't say I didn't say your name. You act like they gonna know a hit dog gonna holler. Like
But see,
I'm one of them, but that's why I need some advice. You see what I'm saying?
I try to respect it. I do. And to be honest, like I said, minus that one friend, I've never had that issue with any of my friends. All of my friends love Poor Minds. They think it's funny, even when we tell the stories about them and stuff. That was probably the only time that I had a situation like that happen. But it was really hurtful because I'm like, damn, you really don't want to be my friend no more because.
And is it really that deep?
And then. Yeah, that too.
Yeah, you felt like that. Like it might not really be that deep. Like you really.
I didn't, and everybody else around me that I was cool with, that I let see like the clip or whatever, they felt the same way. Like they was just like, nah, like it's not even that serious.
It's not.
But
I feel like, especially if you didn't say that person's name.
Well, I didn't say it, but the host of the other show said it.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Well, sorry for what they said, but
yeah, girl. But yeah, I mean, like, people don't understand, like, this being in this space can definitely affect your relationships or impact your relationships in a negative way. Because I think also too, as you grow, a lot of the time it's not you that's changing, it be the people around you too. It's something that I've noticed. Like they start to treat you different and they treat you like shit is different now when like you the same person.
And even with like you said, like on the relationship side, and men egos are so fragile. So it's like you taking it personal and I'm talking about an ex or something that I did in my past or you know what I mean, even if it's something like a general sex topic or and it's like I don't want nobody looking at you or thinking about, but it's like, babe,
have you had that issue before?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. Even before I started this podcast, like just being in media in general, it's like you have to dumb yourself down or lessen for a man to be more comfortable in who you are as a media. But it's like when you got with me, I was doing media and this is how I know what worked for me. And you don't want me to tell you how to do your goddamn job.
Exactly.
So don't tell me how to do my job. You know what I'm saying? Because then when I ain't got no job, then I'm a bum ass bitch.
Right.
So, so it's really hard. I feel like I think especially with women in media, it's so hard to find the right partner that has one who's secure in himself and doesn't have too much ego or pride where he feel like man, you're my woman and no one should know how you feel about anything but me. But it's like
right.
My nigga, relax. Like,
I'm a person.
I'm a human being
with opinions and ideas. Like, do you want me to be a fucking mute?
Yeah. Or even doing episodes with men. Like y'all recently had an episode with Tyler LaPlay. And you know what I'm saying? He don't really do it for me because I don't like light skin, but he is a sex symbol. Yeah. And men will be like, a guy you date might be like, well, don't be asking that nigga no sex questions. Yeah. Don't be, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's really hard. Do you feel like that you have a good balance with that? Or do you feel like you still trying to find that person who is going to be acceptable? Like, how do you create that boundary in a relationship or even with yourself?
I feel like personally, I couldn't deal with that. I definitely couldn't deal with somebody who is like telling me not to ask sex questions or not. Because like, we have a damn bed topic on the episode.
That's
and we do this every week. You
met me when I was doing it.
Yes, yeah. but I can understand like being in a relationship, my man maybe not wanting me talking about like sex that I had with somebody else prior to him. Like, I understand that, and I think that was something that I had to learn early on in the last relationship that I was in. But I definitely think I'm just still finding a balance and trying to find what works best for me, because like you said, it's so hard in this space finding a man that's really secure in himself and like it's going to be okay with you being on camera, a lot of people knowing you, a lot of people kind of knowing certain things about your relationship. Because I think you could try to keep your relationship private to a certain extent, but then if certain topics come up on the episode and you're in a relationship, you're going to talk about your partner.
Right.
So I definitely think I'm in a weird space because I be still talking to my ex, but then I don't know.
Yeah. You're like, I hope it work out.
We gonna see, girl. We gonna see.
Hopefully whoever he is, he get his shit together.
Yeah, we gonna see, child.
Because you're a great catch. And I feel like it's hard to find women who are beautiful, that got their stuff together, that's still ambitious. You know what I mean? And not just looking for a handout. It's like, ain't that what y'all want? Like, what's not clicking, Steven? Like, you're not gonna find that. But I honestly feel like men really don't want a woman who got nothing going on for they won't.
I don't think
know.
so either.
Yeah, I think from just experience, especially if that man has a lot going for himself, he want a woman that's all about him.
Yeah, I think they say that until they get one, and then when they get one, then it's like a whole different ball game. They don't really like it that much because, like you said, they be wanting somebody who could be there all the time, somebody who can pick up and fly to where they at whenever they want you to come. And then if you have your own career and you have your own businesses, you can't always get up and go somewhere at the drop of a dime.
Right.
And I think those type of men definitely want a woman who can just do whatever they need them to do when they need them to do it.
Why so many niggas know you, Drea? I'm a viral podcaster. I'm gonna have
niggas is gonna know me.
Yeah, if I haven't had a conversation with him, I'm sure I'm going to have a conversation with him, and it shouldn't jeopardize the relationship. Yeah,
I agree.
It's hard.
It is. It's
but
difficult.
Dealing with all of that, business, life, family, even grief, loss, like what's something that you have learned? Because I feel like in our 30s, we've learned like what we need for us to feel our best. What does Drea need in her toolbox or routine to feel like Drea?
Oh, girl, just having a routine, I think has helped me greatly as I've gotten older. When I was younger, I never used to have a routine. Now, I don't, my day does not go right if I don't wake up, pray, meditate, stretch, read my Bible, and work out. I have to work out every day.
You be working out. I be seeing that. And I love it.
And you know I'm working out.
You know I'm
some workout girls.
Yes, the girls are in the gym.
And I love that for us. Because I've been working out consistently now for almost 3 years. Yeah. And I love it.
And the body show.
Thank you.
It looked like you work out, baby. It looked like you reading and drinking your water and reading your Bible. It looked like it.
Thank you, Brii. But yes, girl, like I just feel like having a routine, like it definitely keeps me on point mentally because I just don't feel right when I don't work out, go to the gym and move my body, and just even eating clean and just taking care of yourself. It just it makes me feel good.
That's
and I
me.
feel like when you feel good, it exudes out of you, and people can feel it around you. You can see it.
That's what I needed for me going through. That's workout is definitely one of those things for me. Even going through that terrible ass season I went through the last couple of years, like loss after loss, blow after blow, break up, friendship break, all that. Nothing pulled me up out of that funk, but like going to the gym. Yeah. Like you said, once you start feeling fine, it's like, bitch, who?
Yeah, once you start seeing the results, that's all I need. Yeah. Once I seen that first little ab pop out, I said, oh, hold on.
Yes, you finna get this gym selfie. Yes.
Because I'm gonna do a gym selfie every time.
Yes. if your voice, your brand, Drea, could be remembered for one thing, if nobody else, if your listeners didn't remember anything else you said or preached, what would you want that to be?
Be bold and be authentic, and like you could become successful being yourself. I think we live in a day and age where people see successful people and then they want to emulate other people that they see that have already reached the success that they're trying to reach, instead of just being their authentic self. I think that with Poor Minds, one thing that has gotten me and Lex to this point, and why I think the show is so successful, is because we just raw and we ourselves. Yeah. And we don't never try to fake and act like we're anything, you know what I mean, that we're not. And I think people love authenticity, but then also I always try to preach to women, be bold in what you want. Yeah. When it comes to your career, life in general, but even in these relationships, like I've never understood why women be so afraid to demand what they want in a relationship, and if a man can't give them that, walk away. Yeah. Yeah. So I just be wanting women to know they worth and stuff a lot, because I feel like a lot of women struggle with that. I done been afraid to be bold before. Yeah, for sure. I think that's key. And like you said, being authentic. Yeah. Like that's so important. Cause I ain't gonna lie, even one of my friends, after, I put her on Poor Minds, she was like, okay, this is before I started Better with Brii Renee. She was like, okay, come on, that could be me and you. No, it can't. That's Lex and Drea. No, it can't. You're right. I'm in a podcast, but she never even do media, but she like, come on, you should do this with me. No, because then we're already starting off trying to be like other something people. That's already done, and it will never be another Lex and Drea. It will never be, you know what I'm saying? Y'all dynamic is y'all. I don't feel like anybody should start anything trying to, like, of course you got blueprints of, okay, get your subscribers up, then go on tour. Like you have the blueprint of things. I'm not saying don't to reinvent the wheel, right? But don't go in trying to be. That's fake as fuck. Like, I mean, it is fake as fuck, but a lot of people do it all the time. And I mean, not even just talking about like them trying to copy us, but like people are always copying others. I think you should be inspired.
Yeah.
You know, I think you should be inspired, but still be yourself.
Yeah.
Stop trying to be like other people, because you're not going to get far doing that. Because people can see when shit ain't authentic. Like when people are being fake and you not being who you really are, people can see through that. It might get you somewhere for a little while, but eventually.
I don't think it gets you nowhere, honestly, nowhere. Because being
fake do be getting people places.
It do?
Hell yeah.
You feel like, I don't feel like it.
I do.
And maybe because I'm so authentic, I can always see who real and who, like, I hate to say this. I'm going to just say it. But I watched this podcast, The Pivot, with Odell Beckham. And I just couldn't even get through the podcast, the whole episode, because I feel like this nigga not being real. And it was just like aggravating. Like I could just see when people bullshitting. It's just so like you're not taking no accountability. You're not being authentic. You're not being real at all. Like you get what I'm saying? Like I can always see the face. So it don't get you nowhere. But that's because I think I'm overly too honest and too real. So
and
maybe
you intuitive.
Yeah. So I be feeling like fake don't get you far. But like you said, some people probably do. Like you said, he's successful. So shit, he got far.
Girl, that's what I was gonna say. Like, it don't get them far with you. It don't get people far with me either, because I be seeing through the bullshit too. But like, it's people who have built whole lives off of not being their authentic selves.
Yeah, it
be getting people far. Now the downside is eventually you gain all of that success, and then people start to realize you're not really who you say you are, and then sustainability in it for sure. Yeah.
But like you said, you could be inspired. Like I'll use y'all for example. I was so happy, like I had got a show on BET when I seen, when y'all got Travel Queens and we were there watching it, because it felt like, okay, you can start from your living room
on the floor
and get to a national show. You know what I mean? And had them paying for you to travel the world with your best friend. That's dope. Now, did I feel like, oh, I want a travel show? No, but I was inspired because it's like, okay, keep going. And I think I hadn't even dropped my first episode yet of Better when y'all did the premiere. So I was like, that was even more confirmation. Like, okay, now it's get it going. You know what I'm saying? Believe in yourself, just try. So I feel like you can be inspired by people without trying to copy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
For sure.
Okay, well, at the end of every episode, I always ask people, what do you want to be better at in life right now? What does Drea Nicole want to be better at?
What do I want to be better at right now? Oh, this is something that I've been working on for the past year, and I feel like I've been doing okay, but then I still be having my moments, not always having to say everything that's on my mind. Okay. Sometimes it's okay to just keep your opinions to yourself.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's hard.
It's okay to just keep... It is hard. It's hard, especially for somebody like me, because I'm very vocal about my opinions and like
opinionated.
I'm very opinionated. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna tell you how I feel. I don't care if people like it. They don't have to agree with me. But I'm learning, like, sometimes it's okay to just feel that way.
Yeah, and
keep it inside.
Okay, that's good.
I'm working on it.
That's good. What makes you be like, let me just learn to shut up?
Because sometimes you have good intentions, but people don't receive it that way.
Okay.
And I feel like because I'm so bold and then I'm a little stern in my delivery and stuff sometimes, I think that people don't always receive the things that I say the way that I want them to receive it. And sometimes it just really don't even need to be said. Now, I'm always going to still say how I feel when I feel like it calls for it. But some stuff, it don't even need to be said.
Yeah, that's just your opinion. You can just keep it. Okay.
I can just keep it.
Before you go, give me some advice as a girl I look up to in the podcast world and media, as another media girl. What's some advice you feel like you could give me?
I don't know, Brii, because I feel like you're doing so good. And I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
I just feel like I would say stay.
You could be honest because I'm asking for your opinion.
I would just say be consistent. That's it.
Okay.
Like, I feel like be consistent. Like, because I know even in having a partner, it's hard sometimes to be consistent with recording weekly. So I can only imagine how that is doing it by yourself and doing everything by yourself, because you have to always be self-motivated. Like, the times that I didn't feel like recording, I still had to show up.
Because you knew Lex was going to be there.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
Right. But it's like when it's you by yourself, you got to hold yourself accountable. Yeah. And I know sometimes that could be difficult, especially because you a woman of many hats and you do so many different other things too. You know, you still do radio sometimes. You have your other business ventures. You have this studio space. Yeah. So I know sometimes it could be hard to you know, keep going, and especially if you haven't seen that level of success that you want to reach yet. Yeah. But I have always felt like you have such a dope personality, and I love your personality. I think you just have such a good spirit and a good energy. And then on top of that, you fine as hell. So I just feel like you can really go far in this space with podcasting, and you're a really good interviewer as well. Like you be asking the right questions. You have good energy. You know when to let people speak. You know when to speak and what to say. So I would just say the only thing is just really stay consistent, because I know how difficult that can be.
Yes, girl. You know the finances and all that. That's what really could. But that's how I trick myself. I'll book with my videographer. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, this the date that we're gonna do, and then I just don't cancel on him, because I do be feeling like, damn,
you don't feel like
this guest pulled through or whatever. But I'm like, no, regardless, I gotta show up for. And I'm tricking myself like he's I guess my Lex, my co-host, that I gotta show up for. But yeah, that's what I've been doing lately. So I appreciate it. I thank you. Thank you for seeing me and seeing that I could go far too. I appreciate it.
Because you've always had a really good personality. Like I remember when you first got on radio, because you know Kiki always worked at the radio station.
Yeah.
So I remember when you had first got on radio, and I was like, okay, she's really dope. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's hard as media girls. So
I know
we just gotta support each other and just keep going. Well, I'm proud of you too.
Thank you.
Yes. So at the end of every episode, I do a trapformation.
Okay.
A trapformation is basically like an affirmation, but it's a little more trill, a little more, real.
I like
and
that.
I write it based off my guests when I have a guest. So this transformation I wrote for you, because I feel like you, like I said, you always gave me like the calm friend, but sexy too. Like it's like sultry. You know what I mean?
That's a good word.
You very sultry. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah. But this week's transformation is I don't chase, I chill. Because healed women don't beg, they build.
Okay, and I love that.
That's you. Like you chill. I don't feel like you ever trying too hard or going like you don't chase. You chill.
I do. I be chilling. Yeah. I let things come to me. I mean, I work my ass off, but
for sure,
I definitely be letting.
But your energy is just like what's for you is for you.
I feel you,
and you just building. Focus on your own empire. So yeah, that's this week's transformation.
Thank you. I like that. This was fun. I had a good time.
Me too. So let everybody know. Of course, they can follow you at Drea Nicole. I think you got. Tell them your IG, because I think you got 3s or 2.
It's 3, girl.
Okay, 3.
Because the one wasn't available.
Right. It's always somebody who got your name. Like you ain't even doing nothing with it.
You ain't even doing
That's
nothing.
That's why mine Bree's name and not Brii Renee. Brii Renee, who are you? You ain't even doing nothing.
Exactly. Yeah. What you doing, Brii Renee?
Right.
But yes, it's Drea Nicole with 3 E's on all platforms. And then you can also follow Muse Beauty. It's MuseBeauty. And then you can also follow, of course, Pour Minds on all platforms. POUR_MINDS.
Yes, and I think they're getting ready to drop tour days.
We are. We will be dropping
come see them at a city near you. Mm-hmm. I might pop out at a show or 2. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So just stay tuned to Pour Minds. When y'all drop every Friday.
Every Wednesday. Well, no, my bad. We drop the early episodes on Wednesdays on Patreon, and then the episodes drop Fridays.
Yeah. Yes. So tune into them and support my girl. All right. Well, thank you for coming to Better with Brii Renee.
Yes, this was fun. Thank you for having me.